We're speaking now to Shashank Nigam, the Chief Executive of aviation consultancy firm SimpliFlying. Thank you so much for joining us, Shashank, from the Singapore Airshow. You just heard from Ashley's report that the company executives admit that their task is not easy, especially against the competition such as Boeing and Airbus. What challenges do they face going up against these mammoth airplane makers?
Yeah, well, you have to recognize the fact that they're a first-time plane maker, and challenges that come along with that are significant, from international credibility to having the plane stay on schedule. Right now they're saying the earliest first flight is scheduled for 2015. It might very well be end of 2015 or even early 2016, which pushes deliveries further out.
You mentioned about credibility, reliability, trust, and safety, Shashank. Did their display and presentation at the air show give you enough confidence?
Well, it's the uncertainty that often comes to the Made in China tag. Imagine if that comes on an aircraft. So they are already working with the FAA of the US, shadowing the certification process. They need to talk a little bit more about it. And what would inspire confidence is if they hired some international executives which have experience in rolling out a new airplane program. You know, perhaps seeing some non-Chinese faces in their top management team will help their brand image quite a bit if they're trying to sell the plane globally.
When do you think will they be able to close their first deal, and which airlines do you think will buy their aircraft?
Well, a number of Chinese carriers have already ordered the Comac planes. You've also got leasing companies associated with China, like the Bank of China leasing company, which have ordered it. And the 30 new planes that they aim to sell this year is a modest target at best. And they should be able to do that with the help of the Chinese government, let's just say.
And briefly, before we let you go, you travel to all major air shows around the world, Shashank. How did this year's Singapore Airshow fare in your experience?
Yeah, well, you cannot compare it with the previous Singapore Airshow. I think the deal size is 1/3 of that. You can't even compare it to Dubai. But in itself, it held up. It had major orders for both Airbus, Boeing, even the smaller carriers like Embraer and Bombardier announcing decent order size. But that is not to say that the Asian growth story is over. It's still coming, and it's a time for Asia in aviation.
Shashank Nigam, the CEO of SimpliFlying, thank you so much for joining us from the Singapore Airshow. Great background that you have there among commercial and military aircraft.